This is the Washington Times front page for Monday, December 9th, 2024. Thanks for starting your week with us. I'm George Gerbo. Syrian President Bashar Assad arrived in Russia Sunday after fleeing as a rebel offensive ended the 50-year rule of his family over the country. Mike Glenn reports a Kremlin source told Russia state media that the Russian government granted Assad and his family asylum on humanitarian grounds. Factions inside Syria had been struggling to force out Assad for more than a decade during a bloody civil war that resulted in the deaths of more than 500,000 people and the displacement of 6 million others. President Biden said the collapse of a regime that killed and tortured thousands of innocent Syrians over the decades is a historic opportunity for the people to build a better future. President-elect Trump has revived the idea of an amnesty for dreamers, saying the time has come to offer those illegal immigrants more permanent protections in the United States. In an interview with NBC's Meet the Press, Trump said he would try to strike a deal granting leniency to dreamers or illegal immigrants who come to the U.S. as children and are considered the most sympathetic cases. Stephen Dinan and Mallory Wilson report Trump also said he will attempt to end birthright citizenship, which automatically grants citizenship to almost anyone born on U.S. soil. Trump also said he is serious about a significant deportation effort that will initially target criminals. South Korean prosecutors have detained a former defense minister who allegedly recommended last week's brief but stunning martial law imposition to President Yoon Suk-yeol. On Sunday, ex-defense minister Kim Yong-hyun was taken into custody after undergoing an investigation by prosecutors, a law enforcement official told the Associated Press. The development came a day after Yoon avoided an opposition-led bid to impeach him in Parliament, with most ruling party lawmakers boycotting a floor vote. The main opposition Democratic Party said it will prepare a new impeachment motion. Senate Republicans who block President-elect Trump's nominees face an increasing threat of primary challenges from operatives fighting for his anti-establishment picks. Susan Ferruccio reports political groups aligned with Trump are eyeing Republican senators up for re-election in 2026 who've expressed reservations about his controversial nominees. Trump allies are watching Iowa Senator Joni Ernst, who is among as many as a half dozen senators wavering on the nomination of Pete Hegseth to serve as defense secretary. In addition to Hegseth, who is battling accusations of sexual assault and drinking while on the job, some Republican senators question the nomination of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a skeptic of vaccines and fluoridated water, to run the Department of Health and Human Services, and former Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard, who has cozied up to Syria and Russia, to serve as Director of National Intelligence. Supporters and opponents of the Department of Education doubt that President-elect Trump can muster the congressional support needed to eliminate the 44-year-old agency, but they anticipate significant changes. Several political insiders interviewed by Sean Salai predicted that solid opposition from Democrats and moderate Republicans would force Trump to settle for smaller bills that offload specific programs. The Trump administration will likely gain approval from the Republican-controlled Congress to restrict the power of teachers' unions and redirect federal school choice funds away from the department's control. And finally, Louisiana Representative Clay Higgins plans to continue his independent investigation into the July 13th attempted assassination of Donald Trump in the next Congress. Lindsay McPherson reports Higgins has been working independently on a supplemental investigation into evidence that he says the FBI has withheld or misrepresented. Higgins is a member of the bipartisan House task force investigating the attempt. The task force concluded its investigation on Thursday and will release its final report soon. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.